So today we will see how to do the chessboard problem. So we have to determine if a given configuration it is check or not. So I will do some fast coding. So firstly we are importing the necessary libraries. Then we are taking the board and we will take the characters. So we are initializing a loop. So there will be some errors and we will compile it and then check the errors at once. So we are taking all the characters of the board and we will firstly take position of the king. So for black we will see if it is 0 0. For first king if it is 0 0 and for second king it is 1 0. Means x coordinate will be stored in 0 0 for the first king, y coordinate will be stored in 0 1. Then for the second king x coordinate will be stored in 1 0, y coordinate will be stored in 1 1. So we are taking the coordinates. If it is a king, then we will initialize the first position x coordinate and y coordinate. So storing the ith index in 0 0 for the first found king and incrementing j, so now the counter becomes 0 1 for the first iteration, and storing the value of jth coordinate of the king found in 0 1. Now we will increment the counter. Initialize counter j, so now coordinate becomes 0 1 0 for the next iteration. So this program shall have two kings as per the norms of chess. So firstly we will populate the chessboard, then use the rule whether there is check or not. So what we can do is, basically we can do it in two approaches. The brute force approach would be to find everything, every possible locations of every possible asset and check if it is checking or not. Or the second method would be find the position of the kings and to check if it is checking or not, it is being checked or not. So what we will do is we will take the, so firstly we will store the character in the array and we will see if it is queen or king. So for q there will be queen, for rook which actually goes rows or column wise it will be r, and for pawn it will be p. So we will scan the rows and columns of the items found without blocking and we will see if it is diagonal, so we will find the number of ways the king can be checked by the assets which can move diagonally, so that is queen or rook or pawn for one area, and queen can rook can attack the king by row wise or column wise too, so we will check it. So basically this is kind of a brute force approach, so the program would be much more lengthy. So what I am trying to do is finding the position of the king first and searching all the positions with respect to the king, which means the left upper diagonal, right upper diagonal, below left upper downwards diagonal, below right downwards diagonal, and we are seeing if some assets can actually check the king. So I am finding the diagonal position, that is left upper diagonal, and so it will go from I position, which is 0 1 x position. So I can make a change here, which I will do is by taking the different ways of putting the kings. So now what I will do is, so firstly I am taking the diagonal positions and moving it, doing some brute force attack to brute force search to see it, and there will be some syntax error which we will compile lately. and checking if it is jth counter or ith counter. And this is basically rough coding. So if we are finding any assets being getting the king for threatening, so we will say that it is check and we will exit it for now. Now we will copy this for the lower diagonal, and we will copy this for the upper diagonal. So we will basically repeat this 4 times, and we may try some different optimization techniques too, like for it is not actually necessary to keep position of the kings with 2-dimensional array. We can use only 2 arrays with 0 and 1 to check it. So we are now checking the left lower diagonal, and then we will check the right lower diagonal. So I'm doing the same mistake. So this was done like with just rapid coding, just like a live coding, and I was trying to see if I could compile it once and if everything just remains okay. So we will have some syntax error, as I can see, and then after that what we can do is we will have to check the lower diagonals and the upper diagonals. So firstly, completing the diagonals, we can go to the yeah. So here what we are doing is we are checking the pawns, and so the question has been modified. So what we will do is we will take R for white, capital R for white queen's asset, and small r means small everything for that black king's asset. So small k will be black king, and capital K will be white king. So we will change all these things accordingly. What we can change is we can make a position counter, or basically we can do is we can take a different array and do our work there. So there were no need to have like separating separate array for finding if it is a white king or a black king. And then what we will do is we will check if it is black or white. Accordingly we will change it. So if it is black, then we will have to check all these capital things that it is threatening. So we will have to check it twice, and for white we will check it all the time. Basically we are checking it twice. What we are doing is we are taking the position of black king and position of white king in different arrays and vice versa, so we will not need all those different code samples we have done previously. So we are removing it, and if we are finding a black king, then we will take the positions kings x and y coordinates in position black king of 0 in x coordinate and position black king of 1 in y coordinate. So we have found the black king's position and white king's position. Now what we will do is we will do the same thing for the white king too. So we are checking it for the black king first, and we will do this for the white king too. So for the left upper diagonal, then right upper diagonal, then left lower diagonal and right lower diagonal, and for the pawn we are doing it with 0 0 and 0 1, means one row or one positions, and we are changing this, so it will be x coordinates and y coordinates, and checking the right lower diagonal and checking for pawns and position blacks. We will just check one coordinates which is given, and it will be capital since we are doing this for the black game which is smaller, so intuitively the other one shall be the opponent which is bigger. So just check, and now what we will do is, now we will do the same thing for bishops, which just goes, sorry, rooks and queens, which can go in row wise or column wise. So we will take the x coordinate and we will check all the positions from it. So I will be uploading this code in GitHub, and the question will also be given, most probably. I will be giving the link in the description, so like and subscribe for more of these competitive videos. So this is not actually competitive video, this is a lengthy brute forcing video in which we are just checking if king is found, or means if king is getting checked or not. So the basic check problem. So what we are doing is, we are not taking the exit, we will not exit it, we will find the number of checks that can be that can occur in a single check, a single loop or single iteration. So we are incrementing the check counter, and we are performing all necessary brute force method to check that, and checking the right row and checking the left row. What we will do is, now, yeah, it will be down column and upper column. So we will now do the left row and upper row too. So there are minor change in the executions of this. So this is basically a speed coding with, I will encounter certain errors, I know. I'm just not giving the semicolons every time. Yeah. So what I have done is, firstly I have recorded this speed coding, and then I am just telling everything by looking at it, and we will merge this. I will merge this later into that same video. So the king's problem or the check problem will be basically a two-phase approach. Firstly we will check for the black king, and then we will check for the white king. And so now what we will do is, we will check for the smaller one. Now we are drawing for the upper column and lower column, left row, and if it is queen or rook we will continue. Now the same thing for the other one. Yeah, so firstly we will consider one thing, that black is the black is containing the upper half of the chessboard, and queen is containing the lower half of the chessboard. So queen will go from lower to upper, and black will come from upper to lower. So this way it will progress. And we are checking the another row which I have missed at that time. Now we will apply this part for the white, white king to check the number of this. Yeah, so we are checking the number of checks for the white king. Now what we will do is, now we are doing the same thing that we have done for the black king on the white king. So firstly we will check the left upper diagonal, then we will check the right upper diagonal, then we will check the left lower diagonal, then we will check the right lower diagonal, and we will set the black king to white king for every part, and we will check for the pawns if it is threatening the king, white king. Yeah, and white king shall be lower, and everything will be in lowercase. So we will manipulate it accordingly, and we will check this that it is for white kings, and then what we will do is, basically we are done right now, so it's time for compiling this after checking. So let's see if it's compiling. There will be certain errors, I know I've done many mistakes, so there are too many errors. Holy shit. So firstly there will be all syntax error, so I have done the same mistake every time. So and I have given almost everywhere no semicolon. So how many semicolons were there actually? 20. Yep. So yep, so missing semicolons for the white one. Yep. Hopefully this will okay. So we are reinitializing the J counter every time I have just given that J counter position. So we will J counter, we will find the J counter, and we will delete the int, and then yep, so I have removed extra int. We have forgot to initialize it. Hopefully this will be okay. Now we will see the test cases, we will consider the test cases. So let's create the input. So we will just give one configuration of the chessboard for input, so it will be blank blank QR. So we need to give the spaces here because this is a character input, so the spaces will hold. So we have to give approximately 64 input, actually 64 of total input of 8x8 character array. So we are giving the character input, and we will see if it is check or not check. So there will be many checks here. So let's see this. Let's compile this. So there are 4 checks. So what we can do is we can see if it is black king or if it is white king. So for black king we will give the number of checks that is happening for the black king, and for white king we will give the number of checks that is happening for white king. So this is the input, and we are checking that yep, so king has been checked in those positions. So it correctly compiled, and means with just syntax error, and we will see it for another test cases. So input1.txt, what we will do is we will again give some input of 64 character array, means 8x8 input, and we will mostly give blanks many blanks. So white king is also checked and black king is also checked. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.